decided to do a Victorian day in school because the controlled school was built in the Victorian times in 1871.
Victorian day in school, it was to allow us to experience what it was like to be a Victorian child. We all got to dress up, even our teachers. Unfortunately, our displays in class were covered up. When we came in, we had to find our Victorian names. Mine was Edward. We had to write the alphabet on slates with chalk. Also, we had to chant the times tables, but the teachers were strict in a good way. In the afternoon, the boys made paper boats with one of the teachers, whilst the other teacher helped the girls make jam sandwiches. We then played Victorian games like croquet, ring throwing and skittles. It was very fun.
On Victorian Day, my name was Dorothy. First we wrote "Children are to be seen, not heard," over and over and over again. Next we did times tables. We had to write with chalk and blackboards. It was fun, but scary.
Yesterday we learned really hard handwriting, but we got there.
If you was to speak any Welsh, you'd get the Welsh knot, and if it was really in Victorian times, at the end of the day, you'd get caned.
Here is an interview conducted between a teacher and a pupil in Ysgol Cynfran. What types of games did you play on your Victorian day?
Some games like skittles, kites, and lawn croquet.
Okay, have you played these games before?
I've played kites before, and I think I played skittles once, but I never played croquet before.
Okay, so it was your first time playing croquet. How did you find it? Was it fun, or what did you think of the game?
It had lots of different things in. I understood it, but then I was like, what? But then I knew, and then I found the instructions, so then I knew how to play.
We will now talk about the old primary school in Llysfaen, which is called Llysfaen Controlled School. We had to write a paragraph about the old school after interviewing Mrs. Baker. The name of the school was Llysfaen Controlled School. The school was built in 1871. The school was facing the church. On the first day of school, it was 125 people, but the highest what it got to was 300 people. They did not have technology then. They did not have a canteen. They would go home for lunch, then come back. They had a handbell for break, lunch, home time. School finished at 9 a.m. and 3 p.m. 1933 was the first sports day. The uniforms started in 1980s. The receptions had elastic ties. The head teacher in 1981, when Mrs. Baker was there, was Tony Jones. The first head teacher in 1871 was John Jones.
Diolch am gwrando.